What is it about Bitcoin that can unite so many different people across the world, throughout languages and different countries, and have us all saying the same story about ruining some dinner or blowing up some conversation? Today, I want to talk about what makes Bitcoiners possibly the most agreeable group on the planet. I'm Oceans. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Buckle up. We're about to embark on a hayride through what gives Bitcoin meaning to so many people and why that list is growing. You got to make sure to say buckle up, because if you don't, we wake up in the world every day, go to work, talk online, meet up with friends, and then one day we get exposed to something. It's subtle at first, but it forces us to ask ourselves, what's going on with our money? Why is it getting so hard to make a living? Jack Mallers gives an excellent keynote speech on this in his most recent BTC Prague appearance. Take a look.
When we're 18, you want to go learn how to be a teacher? You want to go learn how to be a businessman? You want to go learn how to be an artist? Take on $250,000 of debt to go to Harvard. You know, this headline, why millennials are facing the scariest financial future of any generation since the Great Depression. Since the Great Depression. And one of the main messages I want to convey in this talk is, I think it has a large part to do with the money. I really do. And I don't want to just sound crazy, I want to explain it. So as a youthful person, they say, the economy's booming. You're so lucky to have the stock market. Is it though? I mean, these 7 companies are booming, but the rest of the stock market is shit. And they're like, we're about freedom and prosperity. Are you though? Because this is growth of the US sanctioning countries. So we're going to print these pieces of paper, force you to use it with violence, and then weaponize your access to it. You're like, well, all the bad things, it's the blues' fault, it's the reds' fault, it's the left's fault, it's the right fault, it's Trump's fault, it's Biden's fault. Is it though? Looks like everyone's doing it. They're like, well, it's all contextual. Yeah. And they say, and they tell us this in school. And they say, well, you got to add context, you know. These numbers make a lot more sense when you realize the size of the economy. Really, though? Because percentage of GDP, we have more debt than we did at World War II. But I just went to school. We're not in war. Well, we always are somehow, but not in a world war. And they say, but your jobs and your growth and your income is exploding. Is it, though? It is on Wall Street.
He raises questions that we all start asking ourselves. Is it, though? Does it, though? Is this thing that I'm holding in my pocket even real? We all start asking ourselves these questions until we are confronted with something that is so radical and so revolutionary that you could look at it for a lifetime and still not understand the ramifications of it. This technology is truth technology. It's a technology that exposes you to what is true and what is false. There comes a moment in all of our lives where we have to choose. Would I prefer to remain in this reality, or do I really want to be exposed to the truth?
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And what is that truth exactly? I'll tell you right after this. Are you thinking about building out your own sovereignty stack? You know, sovereignty isn't just about holding your own keys. It's also about keeping that signal when everyone else has lost theirs. When the grid goes down, which has been happening a lot, most people go dark. But with a satellite phone from Sat123, you can stay connected no matter what. Whether you're a prepper or a wannabe prepper like me, maybe you're a rancher or just someone who's paying attention. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, am I right? Now is the time to be prepared. Stop the last moments of this episode right now and go to sat123.com/simplybitcoin. Or if you are more familiar with a phone, you can call 866-621-9477. You can mention Simply Bitcoin over the phone, or you can use the promo code SIMPLY for 15% off. Stay connected, stay independent, and most importantly, stay sovereign. Welcome back. I hope you're still thinking about that question. What is the lie that is being exposed? Because I'm about to tell you. That lie is the fiat money printing system that we all live in. I'm not trying to speak about it hyperbolically. I literally mean that they are printing lies on pieces of paper, and we are all using it as currency. The promise on this piece of paper does not represent what it claims it does. And we Bitcoiners get this on a fundamental level, no matter what end of the maxi madness curve you're on. By the way, who the f*** is Teddy Bitcoins? The reason that we all align is because we all agree that fiat money printing is a sham. This is a common thread among all of us, no matter what side of the aisle you lean on. And once you see that, it becomes your imperative to expose it to the rest of the people out there. The NPCs, the no-coiners, as it were. This truth, or rather the exposure of this lie, is what brings all of us together. Shy of all the charts and the macro and what we all know Bitcoin's promise is, the one thing that I think gives Bitcoin the most value is that it exposes this lie.
It's honestly very simple. Think about it. If the whole world needs dollars, and that's the system we designed, we just went through the history, how do they get the dollars? Our job as a country is to just print them and hand them out. So we print and hand out dollars to the rest of the world, and in turn, we get oil, we get energy, we get food, we get iPhones, we get beds, we get everything that we consume. So we don't actually do any proof of work. We don't export anything real. We just print paper and we give it out to the rest of the world, and in return, we get real stuff. Who wins from that system? The world and the elite win, and who loses from that system? You have to understand, there's a cost to everything. There is no free lunch. If we could just print money, why is there such thing as world hunger? Why is there such thing as poverty? Why is there such thing as depression? Who's burdening the cost? So there's a quote from another famous economist in 1994. These are not new ideas. They knew what they were doing. Sir James Goldsmith said, despite an expanding economy, quote unquote, violence increases, the number of those living in poverty grows, and urban slums spread in cities throughout the world. There is a growing realization that something fundamentally has gone wrong, and a pervasive feeling that those in power do not know what should be done. This was 1994. All of the warnings to all of the people making these terrible decisions.
I was doom scrolling as we often do, and I ran across this tweet by Sly Goomba, and it struck me enough to make me stop and think about it. Bitcoin changes you, sure, but Bitcoin shows you who you truly are, and it does it by exposing to you where you've truly been. When you wake up inside that world, all you have are questions. How could this have happened? Am I really just reduced to an energy input to keep this system going? The feeling is haunting, and it may take weeks, months, even years to adjust. But eventually you learn the real way the world actually looks and how it operates. You see parts of the money machine that you had not seen before. Bonds, money supply, issuance. It can be extremely disruptive to our lives, but you keep pulling on that thread. You learn how this thing works. You ask new questions. You see the fluctuations in prices. You see the volatility. And you see the attacks coming in slow motion. And make no mistake, this is an attack. A very, very slow attack. An attack that spans years, decades. The attack is so slow that if you didn't know better, you wouldn't even know you're being attacked. But you know better because you've been studying.
Those who control the money control society. They decide who gets to prosper, who gets the big house, who gets to be happy and have family, and who doesn't, who suffers, who's in pain. Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws. I don't care about the law system. I don't care about the rule you're about to change. How much money are you printing? It's all that matters. Says Hayek.
Law, language, money, the three paradigms of spontaneously grown institutions. Now, fortunately, law and language have been allowed to develop. Money has originated in the original form, but as soon as it was there in its most primitive form, it was frozen. After 200 or 300 years of coins, all governments put their hands and stopped any further developments. Governments said it must not develop any further. We were not allowed to experiment on it. Money hasn't been improved. Money has rather become worse in the course of time. And what we have had since in development are matters of government inventions, mostly wrong, mostly abuses of money.
I have directed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
And I have come to the position of asking, has monetary policy ever done any good? I don't think it has. I think it has done only harm. And that's why I am now pleading for what I've called denationalization of money.
The further down the rabbit hole you go, the more of an advantage you gain over the people you see around you. Suddenly everyone seems like a mark, just as you used to be, but now you have skills that allow you to dodge the persistent inflation and gaslighting that comes with money printing. Unfortunately, this newfound power does not come without limitations. The exposure to such an ugly world can have its drawbacks. Paranoia, insecurity, doubt. Some people are so paralyzed by the exposure to this unveiling of the machine that they would prefer to about-face and 180 back to the way things were.
Ignorance is bliss.
It can be a soul-crushing revelation. I was once on this boat myself. I still am. And it took me years upon years to shed the slogans of the old guard and open my mind up to questions. But not you. You've made it this far. You've figured out something that many, many, many people may never figure out in their entire lives. So it seems completely natural that you want to tell someone about it. Now you have a new mission, a mission of waking others up and joining those that have seen the light just as you have. But
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
if you're out there grinding away inside of the system, keep studying it. Keep learning more. Keep asking questions. Keep ruining family dinners and blowing up conversations. You're not alone. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Beyond Bitcoin. I'm Oceans, but real quick, do you want a mining partner that's aligned with you? I know I do. Sazmining only earns when you do, as in mining as much Bitcoin as possible. Sazmining handles the hosting, hardware, and power, so you can mine Bitcoin straight to your own wallet with zero maintenance. Start stacking sats quietly and live your life. It's non-custodial, easy to set up, and honestly, there's nothing more satisfying than stacking sats straight from the source. Book a call with one of their expert team members and start mining today at sazmining.com. If you like the content you're seeing and you want to see more, consider dropping a like, below, or subscribing to the Simply Bitcoin channel. We're putting out content like this every single day of the week. Until next time, let's meet again in the fiat money printing system. See ya.